Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pugwatch, a new recording program I have decided to try out to improve my Premiere skills, but also review the skills of those people I group within instances, and also review my own skills. Today's instance is the Halls of Lightning, and depending on the instance run itself and how well received this cast actually is, I may do more of these. Now this first section we've just loaded into the instance, and as per usual with most instance runs, we'll buff up. Pretty standard practice, come in, buff up. As I'm a mage, tables cost 5 dust a piece, so I tend to just sometimes ask, do you want a table? Sometimes I get an answer, sometimes I don't. Buff myself, slap a table down is my current drill. Most people don't complain, in fact most people usually say thank you. But again, really everyone should be buffing each other here. I've stuck my arcane focus onto the shaman because he's the only caster in the group at the moment. I've got nothing really for the hunter. In fact, I've got nothing for most of the other guys apart from the table, so slap it down and see what happens. And as you can see, the hunters immediately said thank you, so always cool. Once we're all buffed up, it's time to start the pools. Now we've got a warrior with us today. I must admit I've experienced tanking from different perspectives. I've been a tank, I am a tank, so to speak. The mage is currently my new project of levelling a class. And working with different tanks, I kind of know the strengths and weaknesses of each one. Now this tank, I already noticed here from the off, is actually waiting for the healer to drink. The healer's not asked for a mana break, but he's noticed that she's spec swapped, and she's then sat down to drink. Which, to me, that would be lovely. If every tank did that when you were a healer, fantastic. Once we've done that, we'll crack on up and work our way towards the first boss. Now something worth mentioning here is the fact the hunter is using misdirect every time it's available. Pretty much standard practice nowadays, I must admit, but you don't see hunters doing it very often. Rogues are the same. You've got the ability to redirect all your threat plus fan and knives. Fantastic. Why not do that every pull if you can? I mean, I know it's got a cooldown, so it's just nice to see it. You know, as a tank, you don't always get it. Now, this is quite cool because the tank actually communicates what he wants to do. It says, let's wait. I mean, yeah, we can charge up there, pull them all, run back. Change of plan. Fine. At least he's told the group. No one's run off ahead going, oh yeah, we'll kill everything, because that tends to happen a lot. And thankfully, no one got carried away and just ran off going, oh no, we don't need to wait. Everyone just backed off. Myself included. I did manage to blink into a rock quite cleverly, but hey, that's being a mage for you. But yeah, stand around, wait, make sure everyone's buffed. I know the healer's on full mana. In fact, I just tend to look down at the people's bars just in case then. Everyone's buffed up, everyone's ready. And we know he's coming this way in a minute. Now for those who don't know, which I'd imagine everyone probably does, but the tactics for this boss, he's in a set of different stances and he'll flip through them. The problem with different gear levels is that it doesn't make the blind bit of difference, so all we do now is pop our cooldowns and blow the crap out of him. So I've already popped mirror images. I'm an arcane mage, I'm dirty spec. I just literally spam arcane blast over and over again until he goes down. Warrior's quite happy to eat the whirlwind and the ads, no problem whatsoever. Hunter's using all the different moves. I think it was explosive shot going off. Feign death, too much aggro. I have invisibility in case of that, but I'm not good enough to generate a lot of aggro. Although I must admit I'm doing phenomenally good DPS, which is unusual. I didn't spot that at the time. Pretty much burn this guy down, burn down the ads. I think the ads have gone down already actually. I think they go down afterwards if I remember correctly. But straightforward tank and spank fight nowadays, especially with the gear. And an achievement for it. Always good. Some gear that's no good to me. I'm already wearing epic gloves that I got for another run. Now just to summarise there, everyone used moves that I would expect to see being done. Death Knight didn't death grip. The Hunter kept using misdirect every so often. Warrior pretty much did what a warrior did. He kept aggro. None of us got aggro. Now, as you noticed a minute ago, I did blink myself into the middle of that crowd of mobs. I do have a Razor Naga, and I had the button combination back to front. And then I accidentally trashed Blizzard as well, so a little bit dicking around in my side. I should have been more prepared for that, but not to worry. So So back to clearing trash packs now. Most of it's just standard AoE it down. I tend to swap between AoE and single target depending on how I feel. Single target being more bang bang bang, target dead, bang bang bang. AoE just being generally if I feel like slacking. Now we tend to get random drops on the way through. If they're bind on equip I tend to greed. If they're bind on pickup I just tend to shard it straight away. And as you can see there, the Shaman managed to get the needy achievement just by rolling on the helmet. Pretty much most of the packs is a standard AoE, and I'd imagine any group with our overgeared ICC stuff that you see running around nowadays is going to have no problem. I do like this as well. I asked for a mana break, and at the same time the Hunter and the Shaman both took theirs. Warrior quite happily stopped, didn't charge ahead, didn't go I can do it without a healer, which I have seen. We go on through this bit here, and I make a royal mess of it in a minute. I blink, run up the stairs, turn around, and then I start to AoE. Now this pack is probably never the best thing to be AoE, and not only did I use AoE, I also had the doorbell go, so I go up and the door at the same time. Went AFK, leaving myself AoE. As you can see, I quite happily pulled aggro, got a punch in the face for my arrogance. It lasted quite a long time actually, because the healer felt I was worth keeping up, but once they explode that's it, I'm gone. Not a bad group, they didn't blame me for it. The healer quite happily res me. Tank lets drink up again. Again, he was more than happy to wait for the Shaman to get herself up together as well. She actually prompted him to go because she was ready, she was still drinking, but it's a case of being ready and then going from there. But yeah, so far this group is perfect. I mean, I must admit, I've been the worst player out the lot. I've probably got the highest DPS, but I've been the worst by dying all the time and going AFK in the group. Some things like that you can't help, and you kind of learn to live with it, though, I must admit. Most groups are pretty good. You do get the occasional group who do argue about that, and I must admit, I only go AFK for very few reasons. Obviously, basic necessity breaks if required, but unfortunately I'm the only one in the house, so I have to get the door. It wasn't a Jehovah's Witness, it was someone asking for tech support, but hey, you win some and you lose some. If it's a Jehovah's Witness, I probably could have got rid of them quicker. Not that I have anything against religious people, but just I don't force my religion on you, don't force yours on me, thank you. Anyway, back on topic. Our Death Knight, I believe at this point, yeah, Death Knight disconnected. We gave him a minute while we did the kills and the pulls, didn't reappear, so we kicked him and popped up an invite again. Worked our way towards Vulcan. Again, standard DPS it down kind of thing. As you can see, pretty much everyone plays their role. The new guy's a Paladin, by the way. Must admit, he's quite simple, straightforward Paladin. He doesn't buff everybody, I must admit. I think the tank had to prompt him a couple of times to rebuff everybody. Got the hang of it once we died. We then chose to engage Vulcan, which pretty much, as anyone will know, is a tank and spank fight. Again, I must admit I find that ICC gear and the tier 9 gear severely imbalances these fights. I'm probably the lowest geared person here, I'm still wearing blues at the moment. Got a combination of about, I think, epic gloves, epic legs and some blue gear, but I can pull the DPS, so I'm more than happy to come along to heroics. Most people don't complain actually. I know sometimes, and you'll probably see this if I do future videos, you'll probably see one or two people coming into heroics doing 900 DPS. In my book that's not acceptable. If you want to do heroics, at least be able to pull 1.5. It's not hard, seriously, I spam 3 buttons. Now granted my spec is probably overpowered, I get told a lot that I can face roll. I used to play a Warlock, now that really is face rolling. But yeah, here you go, Warriors prompting for a buff again. There's no Blessing of Kings handed out. I've not got any Blessing of Intellect or Kings here either. Pretty much sit and eat and wait, see if the Paladin buffs up. I don't think he does. I think he shoves one single Blessing on the tank and then continues. But as you can see there, he's more than happy to keep running ahead of everybody else as well. Shaman then sticks Earth Shield on the Warrior, drinks up, and we work our way through these groups here. Now I must admit, with these groups I've seen some very different tactics for handling them. As anyone knows, you trigger off, or in fact if you didn't know, every time you cross the divide between each little indented section you tend to trigger off an attack. The Warrior is way ahead of the ball for most of them, he picks them up without a problem. He even triggers them off himself on the first pack. The second pack I think was the Shaman or myself, I haven't paid attention again. Warrior again, no complaints, steps in there, thunderclap, picks them all up. Brilliant Warrior, never complained once. The Fear triggered off and the Shaman actually ran into the next one, and she went to apologise, it didn't really matter because of Fear. So we just literally, the tank was already way ahead of it. The moment his Fear broke straight in there, pick him up, punch him in the face. because that's the way. He likes it. So anyway, clear these guys off. I believe there's one more group. Oh no, that was it. That was the last group. So we then move on to the elementals, which like to throw lightning about and just generally be a pain in the backside. Not too hard, again, everyone's overgeared for this instance apart from myself, so it's just a case of blowing them all down till we get to INR.